Hello, well, in this activity I will incorporate Realia into a writing prompt. It is to make writing assignment come to life, bringing random objects and place them at the front of the classroom. Have students write a short story incorporating all or a certain numbers of objects. This activity gets students to think outside of the box and reflect on how we use the vocabulary they have learned in everyday life. Okay, so for this activity, I would like to teach about kinds of material. In this case, the first step will be show to students this image. This image contains, for example, here there is a chair, and this chair is made of wood. Then we have glass, fabric, metal, leather, ceramics, paper, and plastic. So I would like to introduce this activity with this vocabulary. Then the next step will be I will ask them students to say an example of an object that is made of all of these kinds of materials. The last step, the second step, will be they have to write 7 numbers in the notebook. What I'm going to do is to pass them in this order the objects, and the first thing they have to do is to guess what it is, to guess what they are touching. The second thing is to guess what is the material. So for example, here I have glass, that this glass is made of glass, and then this bottle that is made of plastic. What they have to do is to touch it with closing their eyes. They have to touch it to guess what it is. For example, I know that is a glass, so now what I have to do is to write down the word glass, because it is glass. The second thing is they have to guess what is the material. For example, this glass is made of glass, so they have to write glass. And the same with all the objects. For example, this is a bottle, and they have to write the bottle is made of plastic. And we have, for example, here a piggy bank that is made of ceramics, a spoon that is made of wood, and a small notebook that is made of paper, only paper. And we have a thermal here. And the last thing is a belt. This belt is made of leather. So then after this activity, they now have the object and the material. So what they have to do is to combine those two words into a sentence. They have only to use this vocabulary and use present simple tense. So that will be it. They just have to use the writing skill to, including Realia in the classroom. It is very tactile activity, and I believe that they won't forget, because they have to close their eyes, they have to feel it, to touch it, and to guess. And the second step is the kind of boring activity, that is the writing part. So maybe in this step they could have some questions about how to write the material correctly. For example, leather, the belt is made of leather. It could be a little bit hard to write down. So I will be a facilitator in this activity. I'm thinking of adult students, more or less a level 3 or level 2, and that's it.